As I looked for John Crisfield in history, I quickly learned it wasn't that easy because there were several. The window named for John Crisfield, this one, was donated by Louis Smulzer. Tracing the family tree of Mrs. Louis Smulzer was the key to identifying the correct John Crisfield. Her obituary, along with that of her brothers, proved to be the key to learning about this window. John Crisfield was born the 4th of March, 1808 in Queen Anne's County, Maryland. He was the son of John B. Crisfield and Anne Newcomb. It would be best to refer to his son, Dr. James E. Crisfield's obituary for us to continue. That obituary says, "My father, John Crisfield, and his brother Edward were quite young men when, after the death of their father, an extensive slave owner, their widowed mother liberated the slaves and came north to settle on a farm in Seneca County. John Crisfield married Lavina, or as it is sometimes reported, Lurena Walmsley, a native of Seneca County, and they spent the rest of their life here together. John and Lavina had 5 children. Gilbert, who married Rachel Ann, her maiden name unknown, they divorced, and he remarried Matilda Boyer. Gilbert died in 1908. Their son Philip, who died in 1866, was 30 years old, and their daughter Anne Louise, who died in 1870, also was 30 years old. That was not a very healthy age for John Crisfield's children, I think. Dr. James Edward Crisfield of Danville, New York, died 1905. His death notice suggests that he was quite an entrepreneur and a well-respected physician. And finally, we have Henrietta Crisfield, who married Louis Smulzer. Henrietta died in 1929. Permit me also to quote her obituary. It portrays her as a kind and dedicated patron to the Lodi Methodist Church, manifesting her gift of this really nice window. She was the daughter of John and Lorena Walmsley Crisfield and was born April 1st, 1848 on a farm about 3 miles southwest of the village of Lodi, where the greater part of her life was spent. She married February 16th, 1876 to Louis M. Smulzer, son of Philip and Matilda Smulzer of Lodi. Their married life was spent on the farm, and they moved to the village here in Lodi in 1913. Henrietta attended Lima Seminary, graduated in 1871. She was present at the 50th anniversary of the class in 1921. Mrs. Smulzer was a faithful, consistent member of the Methodist Church here at Lodi, joining when she was very young. Her vows to the church were faithful and joyously kept, even when she was hampered by affliction and infirmity. Her presence and influence will be sorely missed. She was a sterling Christian character. Her life beautifully and faithfully lived in the home, in the community, and in the church is gone, and the flowers that embark her casket are also gone. But the memory of her beauty remains as a sweet fragrance to the flowers in her life. I found references in old newspapers to all of John Crisfield's children as having gotten fine educations. Here's where it got interesting for me personally. It is said that if you lived in Lodi before 1840, you're related to everybody else who was also here. Well, Henrietta Crisfield Smulzer's daughter, John Crisfield's granddaughter, married Z. Russell Brown, the operator of the cider mill of Lodi, and my first cousin 2 times removed. That's the story of John Crisfield and his window. John Crisfield, who died in 1884, and his wife Lavina, who died in 1893, the subjects of this window. And their home, by the way, was on the road very close to, or else on the same property as the Penrith farm. Thank you and have a good day.